The schoolyard can be a jungle. There'll always be a kid who doesn't fit in. Going to school every day can become a nightmare. In some schools in Berlin, German children are in the minority. Here, a lot of bullying is done by kids with Turkish or Arab roots.
There's a group who always meet in the schoolyard and talk in Turkish about Turkish or Arab TV shows that ran the night before. They're all laughing, and kids who aren't part of the group sometimes feel left out. They think they've got to spend the break alone and that it's hard to find friends.
Anyone who makes an effort in class often faces verbal harassment, pushing or shoving, and that's when they're not being ostracized, often by kids from immigrant backgrounds.
Their German is poor, they do badly in school, and they know they won't get a diploma or get a vocational training place. Their prospects are very limited. But they can be leader of a gang that excludes others. They can persecute minorities. It's intolerant behavior. There's no other explanation.
Now that bullying is affecting German students, politicians are starting to pay attention to problems in the schoolyard. And the family minister didn't mince her words.
In our schoolyards and train stations, there is a problem with anti-German behavior. German children and teenagers are harassed and attacked simply because they're German. Let me spell it out. This is a form of racism.
For many teachers, Schröder's statement is taking it a step too far. But they agree that students from immigrant backgrounds seem increasingly hostile toward German teachers and students.
In the worst-case scenario, it's not just verbal abuse, but also physical violence. But these kids experience permanent hostility. Imagine coming to work every day and knowing that everyone there hates you.
Bullying has always been a problem in schools, but as kids from immigrant backgrounds grow increasingly frustrated, anti-German bullying is on the rise.
These kids have grown up in Germany, and they see themselves as part of German society. So that means that they don't behave the same way the first generation of immigrants did, the ones who grew up somewhere else completely different, and might even have dreamed of returning home one day. These kids today have nowhere else to go.
School authorities are not sure how to deal with these teenagers. Should they try to integrate them better or provide options specifically tailored to Muslim students? The general consensus is that more should be done to help them fit in.
We would like to see imams who have trained in Germany give Islam classes in German. All-day schools could help get these kids off the streets, cater to their particular interests, and maybe give them some positive experiences. That would benefit social integration.
The students themselves want to see more open-mindedness from their teachers. They feel pigeonholed and say that students are divided into Germans on one side and difficult immigrant kids on the other.
Teachers shouldn't call these kids foreigners just because they have an immigrant background. They should see us all as Germans, so that someone who wants to be German and wants to be part of this society, even if they have immigrant roots, actually gets a chance to feel German. At school, we're always being called the foreigners, and at some point you start behaving the way they think foreigners behave.
Teachers confirm that, unfortunately, this is true. But they insist that they never give up on students and that they're always trying to involve even the most resistant ones.
We need all these students. That's what gets me. We need every single one of them. If we fail to convey to them that we want them to, then we're going to have some serious social problems.
Bullying in schools won't go away by itself, But in order to help kids learn that their future counts more than their background, adults will have to get involved.